All right, I came across this little baby clip here. It's from Adin Ross. It says Adin Ross exposes the real reason Kanye West didn't appear on his live stream. Good, because Adin, I think people don't understand that Adin has a lot more power than a lot of other people. Adin is a really solid content creator. I don't know how to articulate it, but he's very popular. And he doesn't try to be super controversial or super debatey or this, that, and the other thing. I would go as far as to say that Adin is kind of the reason why Andrew Tate got banned, in the sense of like, and I was listening to Fresh and Fit talk about this, and it was actually interesting. I think it was Fresh who made this really good point. He said, I think that everything was kind of fine for the most part when it came to Andrew Tate. But once he was on Twitch, that's a platform like with younger people, and people started to get afraid of Andrew Tate like communicating to younger people, like having an audience. Not that he's talking to kids. That's not what I meant. So it was interesting, and it, like, because then all of a sudden we started hearing like, oh, Andrew Tate said this in like preschools and stuff. There was like teachers coming forward being like, yo, this kid was saying some really misogynistic stuff. And so Adin Ross is solid. Apparently, I just want to talk to Kanye. The reason I say that is because it's not good. Kanye's message, like, listen, I understand there are some people, I think Dave Chappelle's a great example, that's like, hey, why can't we talk about this? Why can't we talk about the way that some Jewish people, there is some disproportionate representation of Jewish people in certain areas? That's a question that's fine. And I could answer. I mean, I've been thinking about it a lot. Like, why is that? And I was like, I think some of it has to do with, you ever hear of the, what is it called? The model immigrant or something is called. We look at Chinese people and go like, see, they do really well. They come to America and they perform very well. The model minority, it's called. And I think part of it is that, and the reason is because a lot of people who do well that come from China and they come here, part of it's cultural, and there's a very strong Jewish culture of like work ethic. But then part of it is that, like, we try to take the best of the best from other countries. And so we'll take disproportionately more people who have more money or are doing better. That's, we try to take the best of the best. We siphon them and bring them to America. That's why America is so great. I think it's a mixture between those things. There's also some like historical aspects where Jewish people have been bankers because it used to be seen as a dirty job in like, countries where Judaism wasn't predominant. So that was like all they could get, and then they ended up getting money. See, there's a way to have this conversation intelligently without being disparaging of Jewish people. Kanye doesn't do that. Kanye questions the Holocaust. I watched Alex Jones. He doesn't think that it happened. He thinks that it's non-factual. He praises Hitler. This isn't somebody that has like a nuanced question about it. Right? So let's see what we got here, though.
The full episode of this podcast can be seen for free. Click the link in the bio, chat. Let's get it.
Hey, one thing you did that I didn't like, because I was excited for this.
Mm-hmm. Can I guess what it is? Kanye
is coming on.
Yeah.
And I said, yo.
Yeah.
And I thought you got cold feet, and I said, yo, this dude watched Hasanabi basically say, what is that? Yo, I forgot what the word was. There was a clip floating. I'm like, yo, don't tell me Adin, who I think you're fearless. Like, you go into every situation, and you're never
became a member.
Hey, thank you so much for the small cup, brother.
Like capping, like I'm the most knowledgeable person.
Yeah.
But you go in every situation and you kind of that. And I'm like, why didn't the Kanye stream happen?
So I'm gonna really break it down for you, and I'm gonna tell you something on this podcast which I never talked about before about that situation.
Ooh.
So
he's giving him some exclusive deets, baby. Exclusive details.
I got connected to Kanye. Okay. We it's actually crazy. Kanye DM'd me, and he said, checking in. What's your line? And it was at like 4 in the morning Miami time. No, 6 in the morning Miami time.
Okay. Instagram, Twitter?
Instagram.
Okay.
And then I went ahead and I texted my number when I woke up. As soon as I woke up, he stepped out of church to come talk to me on the phone.
Oh shit.
We talked for 30 minutes just about random shit. I explained to him, what he's like, asking, what do you do? Also explain to him. I said, yeah, bro, like we were talking about a lot of stuff, bro. A lot of different things aside from, what's been going on. Just really just trying to see where his head's at. Bro, just normal comment. Like nothing about music for sure. Actually, he brought up some music stuff, but I'm not gonna, But
it sounds like they're having like a normal conversation, just kind of getting to know each other on the first time. They talked a little bit about work, and they just started talking in general. I wonder if he just sounds so like unhinged to Adin that he's like, I don't think I want to associate myself with this guy.
It was just more about the world and just like, applying things that I asked questions like about, what do you think about this about the Bible, and just kind of like about biblical stuff. You know what I mean? Biblical terms. And he obviously knew I was Jewish, and I'm Jewish, and
Is he really? He knew he was Jewish? I didn't even know Adin was Jewish. Ain't this guy who fell asleep listening to Drake? I don't know. Me? Are you talking about me? Because yes. Or are you talking about Adin? Because also probably. Are you talking about anybody in the world? Most likely. All right. The only time I've ever been awake for anything Drake has done is when he got shot. And when he was put in a wheelchair in Degrassi. Because Degrassi's a classic. Degrassi's a classic, dude.
He knew that, somewhat who I was, and I explained to him like what I really do, like what it's about. And I explained to him like, yeah, like, I was considering this stream. I was like, yeah, like come on my stream, we're gonna do crazy numbers, bro. At least anywhere from 400 to 500,000 live viewers for sure. We're breaking the internet. So
crazy.
I was texting Kanye throughout the day, regular combos and stuff, and I said something that kind of got he probably thought I was an enemy. So he called me up. I'm not gonna say what I said. I'm not gonna do that. But he called me up and he basically just said like, "Yo, like you Jews aren't gonna tell me what I can and can't say." And yeah, and
no way.
Yeah, and
damn, that's fuck. It sounded like he might have set a boundary like, "Hey man, you can't." He probably said like, "You can't really say that Hitler is incredible." That's probably what it was. Like you just gotta like chill. He might have just been like, "Hey, we can't really talk about Hitler." That's probably what it was. I feel like that's what it was. We can't talk about like that the Nazis. I mean, it could be wrong, but I feel like that's what it is. Right?
You Jews aren't,
Oh, DJ Academics fell asleep listening to Drake. Okay. He's got such a soothing voice, though.
What I can and can't say, and, like, we cool. And I was like,
into that.
I was like, yeah, we cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just, he's like, I don't want you to be my enemy. And
yeah, of course, you'd be like, yeah, we're cool. But that's like something like, there's times in your life, listen, it's not worth fighting over everything, even when somebody else is in the wrong. Sometimes it's worth just being like, all right, I mean, we're cool. Taking a step back and just disconnecting. That's like the mature thing to do. Be like, this isn't good for me anymore. That's all it is. You know?
And then, yeah, that was it. And then I was like, all right. And he was like, love, brother. I haven't heard from you since. And, we haven't talked since. So people think I got silenced from Twitch. People think I got silenced from, the higher ups. No, that was the reason why.
Wait. That conversation. So I'm trying to get this straight. You say something that he probably didn't like, right? Or it
was more of a thing where I was like, yo, like, just I'll summarize it.
Or you questioned him.
It was just basically like, yo, like, I'm Jewish and I'm not gonna go for that. Like, if you're gonna, I feel like you should come at whoever you're coming at directly. Don't come at my community. Because I basically said that, like, I can't have my platform to come on and just say a bunch of shit about Jews. Not all Jews are evil, bro.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair boundary. Like, hey, just don't talk about Jewish people. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? That's like saying like all specific group is evil. Like, I basically said that.
That was just wrong.
And he called me up and said that and screamed. So that was really that, bro. So yeah. Some people think I got silent stuff. Nah, bro. It was just on some respect shit. Like,
that's fair. I respect that. You know what? It's crazy. You see a lot of Jewish people, black people hanging out. I think it's because there's a trauma bond, a trauma slavery bond, because the Jewish people used to be slaves. Right? Black people used to be slaves as well. So, I'm quarter Jewish. Okay. So, my father is got some, my sperm donor. I don't know what percentage. He's got some Jewish blood in him. My mother's German. We're just not going to, don't think about that one too long. That's why I can identify with not only being oppressed, but being the oppressor. I feel like I've been just gifted. I've been just gifted by having a beautiful understanding of the entire world. I want Papa God to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.